3 for his last 22. And he hits a ground ball weakly to the second baseman. Sliding to his left is Arias. He gloves and throws, and that is out. Number 1. That'll bring up Bobby Witt Jr., one of the faces of baseball. Tanner Bybee, primarily fastball, curveball, slider change, but he'll also throw the sinker and cutter. Mid-90s with the hard stuff. Righty-righty matchup. Bybee from the third base side of the rubber. Into the motion and the pitch, and it's up and in, a ball. Bobby Witt Jr. batting .280, a homer, 6 RBIs, and leads the American League with 6 doubles. The next offering, up and in. Ball 2, 2-0. Stephen Kwan in left, Angel Martinez in center, John Kenzie Noel in right, Carlos Santana at first, Gabriel Arias at second, Brian Rocchio at short, Jose Ramirez at third, Austin Hedges catching. Cleveland, the worst defensive team in the American League. Kansas City, the best defensive team. The next pitch, in there, a strike. And the count 2-1. Tanner Bybee out of Cal State Fullerton. 5th round pick in 2021. Now the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Tried to hold up on a slider away. 2-2. Tanner Bybee, when he's going good, that slider's about as good a slider as there is in the game. Outfield plays Bobby Witt the other way toward right, medium deep. Now the 2-2. Down and away, wouldn't chase that slider. Full count. Bobby Witt Jr., it is hard to believe this guy is going to keep getting better, and he's only 24. Runner-up to Aaron Judge for the MVP in the American League last season. Now the payoff. And it must have been outside, maybe. And Bobby Witt's aboard with a one-out walk. That'll bring up Vinny Pasquantino. This is one guy who loves facing Tanner Bybee. Most of the Royals have bad numbers against Bybee, not Pasquantino. He is 7 for 10 lifetime with 2 home runs off Tanner Bybee. Left-handed hitter, back playing first base. Remember in the opener, he was bothered by a hamstring. The pitch to him, and it's a little high. He was DHing that weekend in Kansas City because of the hamstring, but he's good to go and back at first base. And since opening day, this guy has really struggled. Now the pitch. And it's at the top of the zone at 94. 1-1 the count. Pasquantino hit a home run opening day. He hasn't hit one since. Batting .178. He's knocked in 10. Cleveland playing him as a dead pull hitter to right. Hits out of the open stance. The pitch. And it's high and wide, 2-1. Pasquantino's a big man, 6'4", 230. Like Justin Verlander, he comes from Old Dominion University. 11th round pick in 2019 by Kansas City. What a great choice. Now the 2-1. Strike again. Fastball at 95. Pasquantino questioning Alex Tosi. Thought that pitch was high. And got to look at the replay, and Pasquantino has a better eye than Tosi. That was not even close to a strike. Now the 2-2 delivery. Swung on, pulled foul off to the right, threw him a changeup. Boy, this guy would have had 100 RBIs, except he missed all of September with a broken right thumb last year. Still had a marvelous season. Batted .262, 19 homers, 97 RBIs. With a threat to run anytime he's on base. No score, 1 out, 1 on, first inning. And the 2-2 delivery. Ball 3 outside, full count. So right now, Tanner Bybee spraying that fastball all over the joint. When you've got rust to bust, use PB Blaster, a Cleveland original since 1957. PB PB Blaster always working like a pro. See if Bobby Witt's taking off. The payoff pitch. Witt is running. Pitch is high, ball 4. So back-to-back walks. And the Royals have something brewing with Salvador Perez to the plate. And again, we have seen on this homestand with the bitterly cold temperatures that starting pitchers for whomever, be it Cleveland, Chicago, and we'll see with Kansas City, have had a real tough time getting a feel and having good command early in the game. Salvador Perez DHing tonight has never had a base hit off Tanner Bybee. 0 for 13. The throw to second, Witt dove back. The problem was second baseman Gabriel Arias was 10 feet behind the bag. Outfield pulled around toward left for Perez. Wide open stance for the veteran catcher DHing tonight. And he takes a slider down and away, ball 1. And Tanner Bybee has already made 16 pitches this inning, only 7 in the strike zone. You start pitching from behind against this lineup, look out. Now the 1-0 pitch. And a touch low, ball 2, 2-0. Tanner Bybee had a rough go his last time out. Last weekend in Anaheim, he gave up 4 home runs in 4 innings of work, allowed 7 runs. Now the 2-0 pitch. Swung a broken batter roller to first. In on the grass, Santana. Gloves, shovels it to Bybee for the out. Witt to third, Pasquantino to second. And Salvador Perez has a pair of hands right now with no feeling. There is nothing worse than getting jammed and breaking a bat in 42-degree weather. Here's Michael Massey, the left-handed hitting second baseman. 2 down, 2 runners in scoring position. No score, top of the first. Massey has 2 career home runs off Bybee. The pitch. And it's in there, a strike. Bybee able to work the top of the zone and get the calls from home plate umpire Alex Tosi. Outfield pulled around toward right, medium deep for the former Fighting Illini second baseman. Now the 0-1. Swung on, golfed in the air, twisting foul down the left side off the netting. 0-2 the count on Massey. Kansas City just took 3 out of 4 from Minnesota, and they won that series even though they scored 9 runs total in the 4 games. Tells you how well they pitched. They've been the best pitching staff in the American League so far this season. Now the 0-2. Swing and a foul back, jammed him. We'll do it again at 0-2. Michael Massey batting .233, 5 RBIs. For the Royals, Damon Hollins coaching at first, Vance Wilson coaching at third for manager Matt Quatrero. Now the 0-2. Swung on, lifted high in the air down the left field line, twisting foul, lower deck. Good at bat for Massey, and Bybee's pitch count already to 22. This is part of the reason why Cleveland's not getting much length from its starters again this year. Too many pitches early in the game. Bybee a couple of walks here in the first, trying to work out of it. The SoCal native is ready. Here it comes. Change up high and wide. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fans oohing and eyeing, but that wasn't close, folks. You seldom get 8 inches off the outside corner if you're the pitcher. Now the 1-2. Oh, touch high, ball 2, 2-2. That one was closer. Tanner Bybee, pitch number 25. Here it comes. Swing and a Just got him with the off speed. Massey fires the bat and the helmet away. Bibee works out of it. And after a half inning, Kansas City nothing and Cleveland coming to bat.
When was the last time you got...
Quarter. Bubic does not use the windup. And the pitch on the inside edge, a strike. He's not a hard thrower. Throws in the low 90s. Fastball, sinker, slider change. Hasn't given up an earned run yet. The pitch. Kwan grounds one to short. Bobby Witt, the sure-handed one, gets rid of it quickly. Out number one after Stephen Kwan's 4-hit game. That'll bring up Jose Ramirez, switch hitter, batting right-handed. Drew Waters up from the minor leagues is in left. Kyle Isbell in center and Hunter Renfroe in right. Vinny Pasquantino at first. Michael Massey at second. Bobby Witt Jr. at short. Jonathan India at third. And Freddie Fermin doing the catching. Jose Ramirez, he'll bat right-handed. Bubic lets it fly. And the pitch drilled to left but foul. Bubic in 2 starts so far this season against Milwaukee and Baltimore has gone 2-0, 12 2/3 innings without giving up an earned run. He's allowed 7 hits, 16 strikeouts, 3 walks in 12-plus innings. That pitch down low, 1-1. And this is just a carryover from when he finally came back from Tommy John surgery last summer. He missed the first 3 months of last year, still recovering from Tommy John. Now the pitch, swing and a foul back, changeup. 1-2 the count. Bubic made 3 starts in 23, then Tommy John surgery, then came back the second half of last year. Bubic is ready. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, line to left. That's a base hit. Tried to get him with a breaking ball. And Ramirez singles to left. That'll bring up Carlos Santana, switch hitter, batting right-handed. When Bubic came back last year, he pitched exclusively out of the bullpen. Made 27 appearances out of the pen and really pitched well. 2.67 ERA. And in every game in the playoffs that Kansas City won, he was used late in the game when they had the lead and got a hold in every playoff game. Here's Santana, the pitch. And it's in there, a strike on a fastball. And what he did was take that same mindset that he had as a reliever into this season when he won a spot in the rotation. And that is just go one batter at a time. Nothing else. The pitch, inside a ball, 1-1. We saw it work here in Cleveland with Carlos Carrasco. Put him in the bullpen, get rid of the windup, simplify things, just attack, attack, attack. Don't worry about pacing yourself. Just go after the hitter one at a time. Now the 1-1. Swung on, weak roller to third. India to second. There's one. Relay by Massey. Double play, inning over. And so Chris Bubich, now as the starter, maintains that same mentality that he had coming out of.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase.
High, ball one. Boy, Bybee is just up with everything here in the early going. 25 pitches in the first inning. Chris Bubich made 10. Hunter Renfroe, a slow start for the right fielder, batting $156. And he looks at a heater strike, and the count 1-1. Hey, when Cleveland bats, if they have a 4-run inning in any of the first 4 innings, we're giving away Bridgestone tires from the great folks at Conrad's. Now the 1-1. Touch outside, 2-1. Tonight, Lawrence Metzger of Minerva trying to win the 4 Bridgestone tires from Conrad's. Visit eConrad's to enter. Good luck to Lawrence Metzger of Minerva. The pitch. And there's a good-looking curveball for a strike, 2-2. But even that curveball was up. Hunter Renfroe, boy, what has happened to his power? 5 times he's knocked out of the ballpark, 25 homers or more in a season. None this year. He looks at, a pitch just a bit outside. Full count. The Royals are not chasing. They are making Tanner Bybee put the ball on the plate. Now the right-hander into the wind and payoff pitch. Checked on a slider outside. Did he go? No. And that's 3 walks for Tanner Bybee. That'll bring up Drew Waters. He did not make the club out of spring. Drew Waters, boy, they've been waiting for this kid to fulfill his promise of when he was a second-round pick out of Atlanta to Atlanta in 2017. 1 for 3 since coming up. The pitch to him. and he sends one foul down the left side. He was batting .357 at AAA Omaha. The Royals may be one thumper away from one of the most imposing lineups in the American League, and they may have that thumper in the minor leagues. The pitch, a little high, 1-1. They got Jack Caglione in the first round last year of the draft out of Florida. He is tearing it up in Double-A, and he's a guy that he may come quickly for the Royals. We may see him the next time we see Kansas City in July. The pitch, swing and a foul back, 1-2 the count. That first round of, especially the first 10 picks in the first round last year, it's intriguing to watch the Travis Pizzanas, the Jack Cagliones, Charlie Condon, Chase Burns, J.J. Weatherholt, Nick Kurtz and company. Now the 1-2 to Drew Waters, and strike 3 called. Looked at a fastball. So that is strikeout number 2, out number 1. But the Royals think that Caglione, now that he can fully concentrate on hitting, he pitched and hit at Florida. This guy may come quicker than anybody from last year's draft.
And a hype machine among fans, talk show hosts, everything in Kansas City. They wanted him here yesterday.
Here's Freddie Fermin batting .133, the right-handed hitting catcher. The pitch, and it's down low, a ball. No score, second inning, 1 out, 1 on. Royals on another frigid night off the lakefront. You order a hot cocoa tonight, and it's a fudgesicle before you get back to your seat. The 1-0, checked on the breaking ball down low, 2-0. Hey, don't let clogged gutters throw you a curveball. Hit a home run with Leaf Guard's clog-free, maintenance-free gutters. Call 1-800-LEAF-GUARD today to get your free estimate. Bybee hands held chest high. Lets it fly. And the pitch swung on, dribbled foul, third base side, 2-1 the count. Yeah, that Caglione looks like a hitter, doesn't he?
Hammy, when Eric Hosmer and Mike Moustakas have a podcast and they're talking about him needing to be in KC, that's hype right there.
Now the 2-1 pitch. Man, he just can't quite get that corner with the cutter and slider. Missed wide, 3-1. Well, Hosmer and Moustakas were part of that great run for the Royals, back-to-back World Series in 14 and 15 with the title 10 years ago. Now the 3-1 pitch. And that's a called strike on a slider. Full count. Let's see what Renfroe is doing at first. Witt was running in the first inning on a 3-2 pitch. Throw over there, and he's back with a dive. No score, second inning. The Royals love to run. They have 11 steals this year, and they've only allowed 2 steals. The payoff. Runner stays, pitch is swung on, fouled into the home plate seats. We'll do it again at 3-2. There are no quick outs for Tanner Bybee. 41 pitches and counting here in the second inning. 1 out, 1 on, no score. Bybee tonight working in the long sleeves. Again, the 3-2. Swung on a chopper to third. Charged by Ramirez. Gloves goes to second one. Arias relay. Not quite in time. Oh, they almost turned it. Arias doesn't even pivot. He catches and then uncorks that cannon. And they nearly doubled up Fermin on a slow chopper to third. So fielder's choice, Renfroe, is forced at second. 2 down. Fermin now at first. Here's Kyle Isbell. The number 9 hitter and center fielder, left-handed batter, batting .267, a homer, 3 RBIs. The set, the pitch. And it's at the top of the zone, a strike. Isbell didn't like the call. Cloudy night in Cleveland. Light breeze blowing in, 42 degrees off the lakefront. Now the 0-1. Swung on, broken bat liner up the middle. Caught by Arias, breaking towards second. The second baseman snagged it. If it's not a broken bat, then that ball would have been hit harder and gotten into center field. But Arias there.
Great moments in baseball have been brought.
Manzardo hitting .225, but 4 homers, 6th in the league in runs batted in with 11. Left-handed hitting DH, left on left, facing Chris Bubic, bottom of the second, no score. And Bubic delivering, and he hit him. So Manzardo is aboard to start the second inning. Got hit in the arm. That'll bring up Jhonkensy Noel, hitting $160 with 2 RBIs. Well, district tickets are back, and standing room only tickets with your first drink on the house, just $20. Get your district tickets today at CLEGuardians.com. You can order that drink tonight without ice. The pitch. Noel checks and takes the strike. No score, second inning.
Can you get a beer-flavored slushie?
You ought to go and try. Bubic out of Stanford delivering way outside, and the count 1-1. He was another one of those first-round picks. Remember 2018, the Royals drafted 5 college players, and all were college pitchers with their first 5 picks in the draft. Now the 1-1. Swung on, grounded to first. Fair ball. Front of the bag, clubbed by Pasquantino. Steps in the bag, throws to Witt at second. Tags out the sliding Manzardo. That's an unusual 3-6 double play where you had to tag the runner. So Cleveland back-to-back double plays in as many innings. Here's Gabriel Arias, 0 for his last 15. Chris Bubic. I mean, you look at his first 5 years with the Royals, and you wouldn't expect this kind of a start based on what he had done prior. 2 this season. The pitch. Swing and a miss. First 5 years in Kansas City, Chris Bubic went 11-29 with an ERA of 4.66. Now, he has worked 14 scoreless innings. The pitch swung on, ripped into right, base hit. Arias breaks the 0-for-15 slide. Second Cleveland hit. Runner on. Here's the first at bat of the year for Angel Martinez. He was batting .344 in Columbus. He was brought up when Jonathan Rodriguez sent back to the Clippers. And Martinez starting in center tonight. Lane Thomas still bothered by that right wrist where he got drilled the other day. Angel Martinez. His dad, a former big league catcher, Sandy. The pitch, and it's down and in, ball 1. This kid has one of those $1 million smiles. Angel Martinez bats with a runner at first, 2 down, no score, second inning. Now the 1-0. Swung on, drilled over the bag at third, fair ball. Kicks off the rolled up tarp, rolls back toward the infield. That'll cost Cleveland a run. Bobby Witt runs out there to grab it. Into third is Arias. Into second is Martinez. If that ball doesn't hit the rolled up tarp and stick there and then roll back a little toward the infield, it gets into the left field corner, and it would have been an RBI double. As it is, it's a double, but it's going to keep Arias from scoring. Guardians at second and third with 2 down, no score in the second. And here's catcher Austin Hedges, 1-for-6 with a home run this year. The old game of inches cost Cleveland a run there. Bubic delivering. Hedges pops it up foul right side, drifting towards the seats out of play. Strike 1. Stephen Vogt talking about it on the Manager's Show. These two ball clubs, Kansas City and Cleveland, play the game the same way, have the same mentality, and so evenly matched. They finished first and second in the Central a year ago, and they'll duke it out all summer long. Now the 0-1 pitch, and a fastball strike, 0-2. Outfield not deep, straight away for Hedges. Second and third occupied, 2 down in the second, no score. Bubic has really been helped by 2 critical double plays here in the first 2 innings. He fires way outside with a changeup. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bubic, part of his back turned toward the hitter, crossfires, and the pitch swung on, topped foul, third base side. Does a good job by setting and then turning his back to the hitter and really hides that ball until the last moment, which helps him make up for a lack of velo. He was college teammates at Stanford with a former Cleveland pitcher, Cal Quantrill. Now the 1-2. Swung on again. Little topper, trickling foul, third base side. Still a 1-2 count on Hedges. Bubic sets, delivers, and the pitch fouled up this way, right above us. And the count stays, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bubic is ready. Hedges having a good at bat. Pitch number 7 is in there. Took a fastball for strike 3. We go to the third. Cleveland nothing, Kansas City nothing on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
Don't miss Wayside Furniture's special purchase.
Great moments in baseball have been.
Drops one in there, curveball strike. India grounded out his first time up. Came from Cincinnati in the Brady Singer trade this winter. He's playing third and left. And he looks at a slider that just missed. 1-1. India giving them a legitimate leadoff hitter, something they badly needed a year ago. Now the 1-1. Checked on a pitch away. He didn't go. Another slider. 2-1 the count. Luis Ortiz, Michael Lorenzen tomorrow night. Sunday, Ben Lively against Cole Reagans. A rematch of opening day. The 2-1. Bullseye, 2-2. Ben Lively will have more than 24 hours to get ready for the start on Sunday, unlike opening day. When he was in Arizona, had to get called to Kansas City the day before once Tanner Bybee had the food poisoning. Now the 2-2. Strike three called. Fastball at the knees. Now India's not happy. Third strikeout for Bybee. One down in the third. Here's Bobby Witt Jr. He walked his first time up. Bobby Witt Jr. Up the middle, base hit into left center for Bobby Witt Jr. That'll bring up Vinny Pasquantino. Everybody talks about the advantage that sons of major leaguers has. That advantage is that they're around the ball club, they're in the clubhouse, so maybe they're not as overwhelmed by a major league scene. But what nobody ever talks about is everybody looks at the kid and goes, well, you ought to be good. Your dad was in the big leagues. And they've had to live with that pressure all their life as well. There's Vinny Pasquantino, walked his first time up, the pitch to him, and it's in there, called strike. Pasquantino batting just $178. The home run opening day, his only home run. But so many hitters struggling in these conditions all around baseball. The pitch, swung on, foul to the upper deck. 0-2 on Pasquantino. The Royals lost a key component to their bullpen today. They had to put Hunter Harvey on the injured list. That is a big, big blow, especially with that injury. The pitch, again, foul to the upper deck, third base side, still 0-2. Anytime you're talking about the injury that Hunter Harvey has, you don't know how long they'll be out. That's that teres major strain, the back of the shoulder. Boy, you can be out a long, long time with that. Now the 0-2, and before it's made a throw over and Witt back with a dive. And Hunter Harvey had not given up a run in 6 outings this year. The problem for Hunter Harvey, this has been kind of his case history, a lot of injuries. And he's got another one on the injured list now. The 0-2, swung on, a little weak fly ball, shallow center. Coming hard, Martinez. He calls off second baseman Gabriel Arias and makes the catch on the run, 2 down. And Minnesota had to put their ace on the injured list. And that's a big blow for the Minnesota Twins, who are off to a terrible start. And you're starting to wonder what is going on up there. But Pablo Lopez put on the injured list today with a hamstring injury. Quick throw over to first. Witt back with a dive. Minnesota's 4-9. The Royals just played the Twins, took 3 out of 4. And some of the Royals people were saying kind of a strange vibe right now around that Twins team. Bybee, the set and the pitch to Salvador Perez. And it's outside a ball. You wonder how long they keep that group together.
Tom, we could feel it late last year when things started to slip away for them. They were right there in the mix with the Royals.
Did it fall apart? The 1-0, swung on, hit pretty well to right center. Back goes Noel. The wind will help knock it down. He'll make the catch in fairly deep right center. And Tanner Bybee gets through the meat of the order unscathed. We stay scoreless in the middle of the third. This is the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
At Bet365.
Handed the number 9 hitter, switch hitting shortstop facing lefty Chris Bubich. Scoreless in the third as he cuts and misses, strike 1. And this is the old Hyundai Grand Slam giveaway inning. Tonight's contestant, Mark Wisniewski from Willoughby. Bubic to Rocchio. Pitch swung on, last foul off the facing of the club seats down the right side, 0-2. If the Guardians get a grand slam here in the third, Mark Wisniewski of Willoughby gets a brand new Hyundai from your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers. Now the 0-2. Swung on, line drive to right. Back goes Renfroe, reaches up, snags it about shoulder high. By the way, you want to be a contestant? Visit HyundaiGrandSlam.com. Top of the order, Stephen Kwan grounded out his first time up. This guy went 6 for 12 against the Royals that opening weekend. He is like public enemy number one when it comes to Kansas City, the way he hits Royals pitching. The pitch, and he takes a called strike. In his career, Stephen Kwan batting .333 against Chris Bubic. The pitch swung on, grounded, just foul. Ooh, just outside of third. And lifetime against Kansas City, Stephen Kwan has put up some numbers, batting .278 lifetime. The pitch, and he again fouls it off third base side. Might be the toughest two-strike hitter in the game, Stephen Kwan.
When he had that big day yesterday, he said he was most impressed with, in terms of the base hits, the one that went shortest, the bunt single that scored a run.
Now the 0-2. Just a touch outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No score, bottom of the third. Cleveland coming off a sweep of the White Sox. Royals taking 3 out of 4 from Minnesota. Now the 1-2. Kwan fouling it, third base seats. We'll do it again at 1-2. Stephen Kwan's really worked on his bunt game, and we have seen it in play the first 2 weeks of the season. Just another weapon in his arsenal. The pitch. Swung on, line drive to left, but it hangs up, and Drew Waters snags, drops it. Caught it, dropped it. He reached down about shin high, got a glove on it, and dropped it, that sinking liner. We'll see how it's scored. Here's Jose Ramirez with a runner on, 1 down. No score in the third, and an error is going to be charged on Drew Waters. Jose Ramirez with 1 out, 1 on. No score, third inning. Royals, the best defensive club in the league. That pitch up high. That's only the 6th error by Kansas City this year. Cleveland, the worst defensive team in the league, with 11 errors. Ramirez has had 31 homers in his career off Kansas City pitching. He fouls this one back. The guy on deck's had 32 off the Royals, Carlos Santana. Jose Ramirez, 613 at-bats against Kansas City. That's basically a season's worth of at-bats in his career against the Royals. The pitch, and he drives it to deep left, but he hooked it foul. Jose, in 167 games against the Royals, has 31 homers, 102 RBIs, and 44 doubles. And only 11 more strikeouts than walks. That's all against Kansas City. Now the 1-2. And before it's made, a toss to first. Stephen Kwan back standing. Runner on, 1 out, bottom of the third, no score from frigid downtown Cleveland. Now the 1-2. Down low, 2-2, didn't chase the changeup. Freddie Fermin, really good throwing catcher behind the plate. Kwan, very modest lead. The 2-2, check swing. Looked like he went around. He did. And Ramirez raises his left arm in the air as if to say to home plate ump Alec Tosi, asked the first base ump, but Tosi said, I don't need any help. Second strikeout for Bubic. That's a massive out. 2 down. Here's Carlos Santana. Banged into an inning-ending double play his first time up. He'll bat right-handed. Former Kansas City Royal. The pitch, and it just missed in. Ball 1. The next delivery is tapped foul to the left. 1-1. Santana, in his career against Kansas City, like Hosey, basically a year's worth, 168 games, 32 homers, 95 RBIs, 36 doubles. How about this stat? The pitch swung on a weak topper to second. It'll be gloved there. Massey throws him out. Hosey and Santana rarely strike out against the Royals. Santana 33.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Apo Taco. Do you know what it means?
And here's his pitch. And it's on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 the count on Massey, who struck out his first time up. One of 3 strikeouts so far for Bybee. Nice bounce back effort here by Bybee. Here's his 0-1. Down low, 1-1. Had that tough one against the Angels his last time out. Especially tough for him, pitching just about in his backyard. And a lot of friends and family on hand. But he allowed 7 runs, including 4 home runs in 4 innings of work. Here's his pitch, and it's swung on and chopped foul at home plate. And the count's 1-2 on Massey. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station ID.
Positive Radio.
He's Rover. If you want to torture yourself.
Rock.
trying to get into that good rhythm here in the middle innings. Next pitch, just a little bit high. And it's now 3-1 on Renfroe. Right-handed hitting veteran outfielder. Nice pickup by the Royals in the offseason. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Cutter that time, darting low and outside. And the count on Renfroe now 3-2. Outfield playing him pretty much straight away. As Bibee winds it up. Here comes the payoff pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Renfroe either thought it was outside or low. Alex Tosi, the home plate umpire, said no, it had the plate. 2 down in the inning, 4 strikeouts for Tanner Bibee. Time for the Cleveland Clinic caregiver message. And we'll help you out if you have trouble with the higher pollen levels this time of year. Up to the plate, Drew Waters, the pitch to him. On the inside corner for a strike. All kinds of things you can do to help yourself out if you do struggle with allergies and asthma. Limit outdoor activities during peak pollen times. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2. And check in with the Cleveland Clinic or your healthcare provider for some remedies to help get you through the pollen season. It's coming. 0-2 the count on Waters. Bibee delivers. Way inside. That skips past Hedges back to the screen for ball 1. Waters struck out his first time up. Just up from AAA Omaha. As the Royals have had to do a little bit of roster juggling here the last 48 hours or so. Here comes Bibee's 1-2. Way outside and high. 2-2 the count. Waters, left-handed batter. Playing left field tonight. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, looped foul and out of play. Back behind home plate. So we'll do it again on 2-2 to Waters. With 2 outs, base is empty. Guardians and Royals, no score. As Bibee lets it fly. Swung on, line drive to left, base hit for Waters. Solid opposite field single that time for Drew Waters. Second hit for Kansas City. And a 2-out base runner for the Royals. Here's Freddie Fermin. One of the better backup catchers in baseball. He's off to a slow start at the plate, but he'll get plenty of opportunities this year, as he did a year ago, as the Royals start to try and help out Salvador Perez to stay on the field. Here's the pitch. Up high for ball 1. As Perez gets deeper into his 30s, Kansas City trying to monitor his catching duties a little bit more. We see him as a DH tonight. He'll play some first base. And it opens up opportunities for Fermin. Throw to first, diving back in as Waters. Well, the Royals love to run. Tanner Bibee about as good at controlling the running game as anybody in the American League. 5 pickoffs a year ago, tied for league high honors. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, lashed foul, headed to the upper deck on the first base side. Out of play. 1-1 the count on Freddie Fermin. Came in hitting just 133. Good defensive catcher, though. Strong arm. Here comes the 1-1 from Bibee. There goes the runner. The pitch is up high. The throw by Hedges, a beauty. And it's in time. What a throw by Hedges. And the tag applied by Arias. Waters retired. So are the Royals. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Still scoreless in downtown Cleveland.
He's safe! Unbelievable!
Watch your favorite team all season long.
That's just the way it's been between these two clubs in recent seasons, and that's how it was opening weekend. 2 of the 3 games decided late. Kyle Manzardo, the batter, facing lefty Chris Bubic, and the pitch is up high for ball 1. Manzardo, a left-handed hitter, but, man, he's been tearing apart left-handed pitching this season. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Wow, did he have a cut. Manzardo 5 for 8 with 3 homers and 8 runs driven in against the lefties. Here comes the 1-1 from Bubic. Down low, 2-1. And talking to Kyle about that, he said, I kind of try not to think too much whether it's a lefty or a righty. I just want to hit, regardless of who the pitcher is. But clearly he's doing a great job of hanging in there and getting good pitches to hit off of left-handers. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2 the count. Well, we do see him. He said, look, I'm going to swing with conviction. I don't want to hesitate. Make good swing decisions, but decide early. And we see that. He takes some big cuts. Doesn't get cheated. Up there now with a 2-2 count. Leading it off here in the 4th. Bubic delivers. Up high for a ball. 3-2 the count. Bubic went with a breaking pitch that time. The big lefty out of Stanford. Here's his 3-2. Swung on and fouled back. Man, another great cut by Manzardo. He'll be followed by Jhonkensy Noel, then Gabriel Arias in this bottom half of the 4th inning. No score. Guardians out hitting the Royals 3-2. Kansas City with the game's lone error. Here comes the payoff pitch. Up high, ball 4. Manzardo is on base again. So he's been hit by a pitch and walked in 2 trips. That's the first walk allowed by Bubic. Leadoff base runner for the Guardians, and here comes Jhonkensy Noel. He bounced into a double play his first time up. Twice the Guardians have done that in the early going. Snuffing out potential rallies. Here's the pitch to Noel. He swings and rips it to third. India to second for 1. Wide throw, and he pulled the second baseman Massey off the bag. All hands are safe. Error on Jonathan India, the third baseman, for a high throw. And Manzardo gets in safely at second. Noel on at first. And the Guardians have a really nice opportunity now in the 4th inning with nobody out. Gabriel Arias coming to the plate. Well, the Royals, they've been airtight defensively this season. But that's their second error tonight. Here's the pitch to Arias, and he swings and skies it high and deep to right. Does it have enough? Yes! Home run, Gabriel Arias. Into the lower stands in right. And the Guardians take a 3-0 lead. Arias had been 0 for 15 heading into play tonight, but he is now singled and homered. And that is home run number 2 on the season for him. And the Guardians grab the lead off of Chris Bubic, who had not allowed an earned run this season in 2 starts. Yeah. That brings up Angel Martinez, who doubled his first time up. Here's the pitch from Bubic, and it's swung on and lined to left. Sinking fast. It gets down for a base hit. Smothered on the short hop by Waters. So that will hold Martinez to a single, but another sharply hit ball off the bat of Angel Martinez. And the Guardians' potential big inning continues here in the 4th. Still nobody out, and Austin Hedges will bat with 3 runs in. Hedges struck out looking his first time up. Martinez, good speed over at first base. Here's the pitch. Hedges bunts and bunts foul. Oh, he had India back behind the bag at third, and we've seen Hedges do that before. If a third baseman is back, he'll try and lay that bunt down the third base line and pick up a base hit. That time, though, he just couldn't get the bunt down. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled off at home plate. 0-2 the count. Guardians with 3 on the board here in the 4th inning thanks to Gabriel Arias. Bubic is ready. Here's his pitch. Down low. Good stop on a pitch in the dirt by Freddie Fermin. Man, he just smothered that pitch that was in the left side batter's box. Count on Hedges 1-2. Martinez off the bag at first. Pretty good lead. The 1-2. Waved at and missed, strike 3. Chased the high fastball. And Hedges is down on strikes for the second time tonight. Third strikeout for Chris Bubic. Brian Rocchio, the number 9 hitter, steps in. Well, with that home run off the bat of Arias, Davey Tree will plant another tree in Northeast Ohio thanks to Davey Tree's Swing for the Trees program. Here's the pitch. And Rocchio takes it for a strike on the inside corner. Anytime a Guardians player hits a home run this season, Davey Tree will plant another tree in Northeast Ohio. And there's one for tonight at least. Here comes the 0-1. Just missed. Low and in. Counts now 1-1. Fastball at 92, and that's about top end for Boop. Kwan 0 for 2. He has bounced to short. He lined to left, reached on an error as Drew Waters came in, tried to make a catch about ankle high, and he had it in the glove and then dropped it. Here's the pitch to Kwan. Swung on, line towards second. One hop grab by the second baseman, Massey, and he throws him out at first on a close play. Kwan retired. So are the Guardians, but they score 3 times in the 4th inning thanks to the home run off the bat of Gabriel Arias. We head to the 5th. 3-0 Cleveland over Kansas City. For Kansas City, Freddie Fermin, he was at the plate when Drew Waters was caught stealing to end the fourth. So he picks things up again with a fresh count. Tanner Bybee back to work, and his pitch is outside for ball one. Well, Bybee has allowed just 2 hits. Now, he walked 3 in those first 2 innings, but has reined it in command-wise. Here's the 1-0. Down low, 2-0. Talking to assistant pitching coach Brad Goldberg about Bybee's last outing. He said, look at, he missed with his location. He was up on the 4 home runs, pitches that were right in that hitting zone, the nitro zone, the 2-0, swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. And he felt that Bybee would be fine if he could execute his pitches where he likes to get them, and that's what Tanner was saying after the game as well. Just bad execution against the Angels. The 2-1, breaking ball in there for a strike. And we saw him up a little bit early in this one, but now as he's getting deeper into it, things coming down a little bit, better location in the strike zone. Here's his 2-2. Swung on, ground ball, third base. Backhand and under the glove of Ramirez into left field. Big turn by Fermin. Kwan's on it quickly, and Fermin will hold at first base with a single. Ramirez going to that backhand on that ground ball, and like he got there, and then it skipped under his glove. His glove just wasn't down far enough, and it got right under. So a leadoff base runner for Kansas City, and their number 9 hitter, Kyle Isbell, will step in. 3-0 Cleveland, 5th inning. Bybee delivers, and his pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. Get you the injury report this half inning, presented by Elk & Elk, an official partner of the Guardians. If an auto accident or medical malpractice caused you injury, call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. Here's the 0-1. Outside and high. 1-1 the count. Lane Thomas still day to day. Stephen Vogt telling Tom on the manager's show that they're just keeping an eye on him and still hoping to have him back soon, just not ready to go tonight as a starting assignment. Next pitch on the outside corner for a strike. 1-2 the count. He was hit by that pitch in the White Sox series just below the wrist. And it is still sore. On the other side, Hunter Harvey with that teres major muscle injury. He's on the injured list, their fine reliever. Here's the 1-2. Swung on. There's a chopper off a home plate. Grabbed by Bybee at the mound. Fires to first in time for the out. Boy, nice play by Bybee, charging off the mound to that third base side, not far from the mound, and he fired a bullet over to first base to retire Isbell as Fermin moves up to second. And no one helps themselves more by fielding their position well on this staff than Tanner Bybee. A Gold Glove contender a year ago. Now top of the lineup, Jonathan India. The pitch to him. He swings and chops it foul over to the Guardians dugout. 0-1 the count on India. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He has bounced to second and struck out. Right-handed hitter. Here comes the 0-1. Breaking ball just missed outside. And the count's now 1-1 on India, who had an on-base percentage of .357 coming in. Here comes the 1-1 from Bybee. Breaking ball, low and away. 2-1. Bybee's pitch count up to 87, and as a result, as we look out in that Guardians bullpen, lefty Tim Herron is starting to loosen up. Bybee with a 2-1 pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss. 2-2 on India. We mentioned that .357 on base percentage. That's where he finished a season ago, and It's a huge reason why the Royals got him. Their leadoff hitter's on-base percentage was under 300 a year ago. Here comes the 2-2. Down low, ball 3. So the count is full on Jonathan India. With Freddie Fermin off the bag at second base, 1 down, 3-0 Cleveland. Here's Bibby's payoff pitch. Swung on, and that's drilled high and deep to right center. Long run for Martinez, and the center fielder makes the catch as he hit the warning track. Tagging, heading for third is Fermin. He's in there. But a nice running catch by Angel Martinez, covering a lot of ground out there in center. And there's 2 down in the inning.
Well, he doesn't look like a converted outfielder. He got a great read on that. Manager Stephen Vogt said that might be his best position. Even though he came up an infielder, his best position might be center field, and he's really only played it a couple of years.
Isn't that something that, and we see that a lot, and gosh, the best example maybe Jackson Merrill, who we saw earlier this season.
You know what it is, Rosie? Middle infielders are usually great athletes. They can make that move to center.
Here's Bobby Witt Jr., the pitch to him. Outside, ball 1.
Have you ever seen a first baseman become a center fielder? Nothing against first baseman, but if you're a middle infielder, you've normally been the best athlete on your team since Little League.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, foul tipped into the glove, and it's 1-1. And Martinez said he was playing more outfield than infield down at Columbus, and albeit small sample size as their season was just getting going. But, boy, right spot, right time right now for the Guardians, and he made a nice catch right there. Here's the pitch. Down low. 2-1 the count on Witt. Well, got to believe this is the last batter for Bibby. If he doesn't get Witt, a left-handed batting Vinny Pasquantino waits on deck, and Herron's ready in the pen. Bibby's at 94 pitches. The 2-1. Outside, ball 3. And you know if Stephen Vogt comes out and lifts Bibby, he'll go kicking and screaming back to that dugout, but he gets it. He never wants to come out of a game. But the pitch count piling up, and he's in a tight spot here. The 3-1. Down low and outside. Good stop by Hedges on a pitch in the dirt with that runner at third, but it's ball 4. Witt trots on down to first base, and here comes Stephen Vogt. That's going to be it for Bibby, and boy, look at that look.
The one you're giving me?
He is not pleased. But you get it. I mean, he's 1 out away from having a chance at the win. That's it for Bibby. His night done. Tim Herron's coming on. We'll take a break. It's 3-0 Guardians in the 5th.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or
With the Guardians up 3-0. Freddie Fermin at third, Bobby Witt Jr. at first. Herron ready to go. The big lefty lets it fly, and it's low and outside for a ball.
Did you ever get that look from your wife?
The one Bobby just gave Stephen Vogt? Absolutely. At least once a day. The 1-0 swung on, bounced near the middle. Behind the bag, Rocchio, the shortstop, Fields, throws, and he got him. 2 pitches, Herron works out of it. Shutout still in order. We head to the bottom of the 5th.
Off Base is coming in a brand new format. Join
and it swung on and pulled foul over to the Guardians dugout on that third base side. Cleveland in front 3-0, trying to make it 3 out of 4 in the early season against the Royals. They took 2 out of 3 in KC opening weekend. Here's the 0-1 outside, 1-1 the count. Felt like we were there for 2 weeks, didn't it, to start the year?
Oh,
which was fun.
It's a great city.
Yeah. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Baseball, unlike any other sport, you go to a town, you're there 3 days, you play 3 games.
Yeah.
But we had a couple of off days on our trip to KC. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball near the middle. Gobbled up by Bobby Witt Jr., the shortstop. Fires to first, and he gets it. That's not easy now with Jose Ramirez barreling down the line, but he's retired. That's the part of Witt's game. You look at all those offensive numbers. Gold Glover at short now.
Well, I thought he was the MVP of the American League. I know Aaron Judge had an incredible year, but what he brings to a ball club, unmatched.
Carlos Santana, the batter. Here's the pitch to him on the outside corner for a strike. We were talking about him earlier, Tom, just the pressure and expectation sometimes when you're the son of a former major leaguer. Here's the 0-1 to Santana. Outside and high, 1-1. I think what endears him to his teammates, he's a great player, but he's really humble.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's a good leader, he's extremely humble and a great teammate. So he learned well from Dad. Here's the 1-1. And that's up high, 2-1. Santana 0 for 2. Twice he's grounded out, once grounding into a double play. 3-0 Cleveland, bottom of the 5th. Trying to make it 4 straight in the win column. Here's the pitch. Up high for a ball. 3-1. Suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, T-shirts, and more. Visit MLBshop.com. Here comes a 3-1 to Carlos Santana. And it's outside, ball 4. He draws the walk with 1 away here in the 5th. Kyle Manzardo will step in. He's been hit by a pitch and walked in 2 trips. Trust Legacy Roofing to be there fast. For every roofing need, watertight or Legacy makes it right. Means Legacy Roofing stands by its work every time. Call 855-GOT-ROOF. Here's the pitch to Manzardo, and he swings and skies it to left. Deep back is Waters, and he makes the catch just shy of the warning track for the 2nd out in the inning. 2 down. Here's John Kenzie Noel. Same 2 clubs tomorrow night, same game time, 6:10 first pitch. And the rumor is it might be a little warmer tomorrow. Maybe 2.
Really?
You're not buying what I'm selling on that? I saw a forecast.
I'm giving you the Tanner Bybee look.
I saw 50 degrees in the forecast for tomorrow.
Here's the pitch to Noel. Swing and a miss. It'll be a heat wave for the way this week is gone. Here's the pitch to Noel. Swung on, tapped foul at home plate. John Kenzie has bounced into a double play, reached on an error. Chance for some consistent playing time here on this homestand so far for John Kenzie Noel as he's trying to find a rhythm here, get it going offensively. Not easy for a young player sometimes early on, especially in the cold weather cities. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Side retired. We head to the 6th. Cleveland 3, Kansas City nothing.
Get Cleveland clean at Clean Express Auto Wash.
Then the pitch whacked into center, a base hit. So that's hit number 4 for the Royals. They've had 1 in each of the last 4 innings. Hi again, everybody. Tom Hamilton with you, along Jim Rosenhaus, Brian Matze, Cleveland, 3 runs, 5 hits. The Royals, nothing on 4 hits. Tanner Bybee, scoreless in 4 2/3 innings. Allowed 3 hits, struck out 4, walked 4. Michael Massey, the batter, struck out, lined out. Herron's pitch is outside a ball. Thanks to what Jacob Junis and Joey Cantillo did last night, the bullpen rested and ready to go tonight. And the bullpen is busy again. Herron in short sleeves lets it fly, and the slider is waved at. 1-1 the count. Cade Smith now heating up in the Cleveland pen. Cleveland with a 3-run home run to right from Gabriel Arias. That's your ball game, along with tremendous pitching again. Pitch tapped foul at the plate. 1-2 the count, including what Tanner Bybee did tonight. In the last 4 ball games, the Cleveland pitching staff has given up 3 runs. Won a lot of ball games with that kind of pitching. The pitch swung on blooper, third base seating area. And the count stays 1-2. Hey, the Guardians are proud to partner with Cleveland Cliffs, America's iron and steel leader. To learn more, visit cliffsteel.com. Left on left. Herron's ready. Here it comes. Down and away with a breaking ball. 2-2. The Indiana product delivering, and the pitch swung on a broken bat floater into shallow right. Coming hard, Noel going out with an over-the-back catch by Arias. Throw to first, double play. Oh, what a play by Arias. He ranged deep into right field, and over-the-shoulder catch spun and threw a BB to first and doubled up Salvador Perez. Gabriel Arias doing it with a bat, and now a tremendous play defensively. And 2 down, and the bases are empty. And Hunter Renfroe with a walk and a strikeout to the plate. The pitch. And he tried to backdoor him, and the breaking ball was down, ball 1. Arias made that catch right in front of John Kenzie Noel, but his back was to home plate when he made the grab. The pitch. Bullseye, 1-1 the count. Now, Gabriel Arias, sometimes the best thing that can happen to a major league player, they're out of options. A ball club has to play you and see exactly what they have. And boy, is he starting to deliver. The pitch, inside a ball, 2-1 the count.
For the Guardians, defense such a big key. Not necessarily the errors, but the great plays. And he made one right there that can change the game.
The next delivery, up high, ball 3, 3-1 the count. Three 0 Cleveland. Royals batting, bases empty, 2 down, 6th inning. Renfroe trying to get it going. The pitch to him. Swung on, hit high in the air, fairly deep right center, playable for Angel Martinez. The center fielder grabs it, and thanks to Gabriel Arias, it stays 3-0 Cleveland in the middle of inning number 6.
At Cleveland Clinic.
Arias with a backdoor slider for strike one. Arias, a single to right, a 3-run homer to right in the fourth inning. That's your ball game. 3-0 Cleveland. Otherwise, Bubic has been terrific again. The pitch waved at 0-2. Those were the first earned runs off Chris Bubic in this, his third start of the year. Before he gave up that home run, Bubic had worked nearly 17 scoreless innings as far as earned runs here in 2025. 3-0 Cleveland, bottom of the sixth. The 2-strike pitch bounced in a changeup. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tell you what, the breeze that had been blowing in lightly looks like it's kind of shifted a little bit. With a little breeze as rippling, the flag seems to be blowing out. Not a factor. The 1-2, high 2-2. But it's made it bearable here tonight at the corner of Carnegie and Ontario. Night game again tomorrow at 6:10, 1:40 on Sunday. The 2-2 swing and a 2-hopper to short. Shoulder high hop handled by Witt, and he barely got Arias. Boy, Arias made that close. 1 down. Here's Angel Martinez in his first game with Cleveland this year. A double and a single. He'll bat right-handed. Angel Martinez getting the start in center. Lane Thomas still sore. He got hit on that wrist bone. The pitch, and Martinez puts one upstairs, foul, strike one. Bubic always works out of a set. Here it comes. In there, 0-2. Hey, made in America means something to Toyota. That's why they've invested over $39 billion and built over 32 million vehicles here in the U.S. Toyota, let's go places. The pitch, just a touch outside with a fastball, 93 miles an hour. Bubic with his best fastball, pitch number 81. 1-2 the count on Angel Martinez. Now the set. Now the 1-2. Swung on, grounded wide of third, in the hole, into left. Bobby Witt trying to make a play on it. Had a glance off his glove into left, and that's a 3-hit night for Martinez. That's how you keep the manager writing your name on the lineup card each and every night. You get a chance to play, and you come into the ball game and go 3 for 3. Here's catcher Austin Hedges, has struck out looking, has struck out swinging. No activity yet in that Royals bullpen, and they've got a good one. 3-0 Cleveland, 6th inning, and the fastball is up for ball 1. The set and delivery, high, ball 2. Chris Bubic checks first, comes to the plate, and nicked the outside corner, strike 2-1. Angel Martinez has matched a career high in his very young Major League career with 3 hits. Now the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Hedges swung at it. Ball 3 was up and in. 2-2. Now Kansas City getting good starting pitching again tonight. That's been the story for the Royals here in this young campaign. Now the 2-2. Swung on, fouled back and out of play. Coming into tonight's action, Kansas City's rotation with a 2.76 earned run average. That's the third best ERA in Major League Baseball. And Bubic has given up 3 runs tonight, only 2 of them earned. And he's working here in the 6th. The pitch, swing and a foul at the plate, spoiled a changeup. And we'll do it again at 2-2. Get a bat here for Hedges running up that pitch count. And we'll get some activity, one would think, pretty soon now in the Royals bullpen. Again, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Slider ate him up. 5 strikeouts for Bubic. 2 down in the 6th inning. Here's Brian Rocchio, switch hitter batting right-handed, has lined out, grounded out. Bubic now 89 pitches, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, a hit batter. The pitch now to Rocchio, and he swings, foul, tips it into the catcher's mitt, strike 1. It is just amazing how much better these new lights are at Progressive Field. How much brighter the field is. Incredible. Part of the renovation. Now the 0-1 swung on, banged foul, third base side, 0-2. The unique look of these light towers that would remind you of a toothbrush. More vertical than horizontal, giving it a distinct look. Now the 0-2. Swung on, a bouncer to third. Shoulder high hop handled by India. Throws high! And Pasquantino had to leave the bag to catch it, but got back down on the bag in time to get Rocchio. 6 in the books. Cleveland 3, Kansas City nothing.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said.
Cleveland, Cade Smith out of the bullpen to face Drew Waters batting left-handed. And he misses outside, ball 1. Another great job by Tim Herron, ending in a third of scoreless relief, allowing a base hit. The next pitch, waved at, 1-1 the count. Cade Smith unscored upon in 6 ball games. Fastball mid-90s, split, slider. Waters fouling it back, and the count 1-2. You look at Cade Smith, he has not given up an earned run. Tim Herron's given up 1 earned run. Joey Cantillo's given up 1 earned run. Hunter Gaddis has not given up an earned run. The pitch, a touch high, ball 2-2-2. Jacob Junis hasn't given up an earned run in 7 outings. Bullpen picked up right where it left off. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with the heat. Drew Waters, 1 for 3 with a single tonight. Out number 1 in the 7th inning. Here's Freddie Fermin, 1 for 2 with a single. Righty-righty matchup. And the pitch on the outer edge, a called strike. Cade Smith firing, pitch swung on, banged up the middle. Behind second, backhanded by Arias, across the body throw to get him. Wow. Well, Gabriel Arias has never played a better game for the Cleveland Guardians. He went to the shortstop side of second, ranging far to his right with a backhand, then with his momentum taking him away from first base, has to throw across the body and threw a strike to get Freddie Fermin. So Arias has sparkled defensively, plus he's hit the 3-run homer. Kyle Isbell taking a called strike. 3-0 Cleveland, 7th inning, 2 outs, nobody on for the number 9 hitter, who's lined out, tapped to the mound. The pitch, bullseye, 0-2. Royals, like Cleveland, and like everybody, struggling to score runs in the early going. They're only averaging 3.5 runs a game. The pitch, swing and a miss. Man, Cade Smith, a 10-pitch inning, and the Royals go in the blink of an eye. It's stretch time at the corner of Carnegie and Ontario with a score, Cleveland 3, Kansas.
All the big hits.
Pitch. Steven Cruz taking over for Chris Bubich, and Chris Bubich pitched another really good ball game tonight. He made one mistake and it cost him a 3-run homer. 3-0 Cleveland. So Cruz is on to pitch for the Royals. Top of the order, Stephen Kwan 0 for 3. The set, the pitch, and it's outside and high, ball one. Cruz is a guy that throws in the mid-90s. He throws 3 pitches. They're all fastballs. 4-seamer, 2-seamer, cutter. The 1-0. Quan bunts off the plate back toward the mound. Barehand grab by Fermin. The catcher's throw in time. Fermin halfway to the mound with a barehanded grab and throw. Falling to the ground, he got Stephen Kwan by an eyelash. Oh, what a play by the catcher Fermin on a great bunt. And that is out number 1. Here's Jose Ramirez. He'll bat left-handed. 1 for 3 with a single. For Cruz, this is his first outing, coming up with Harvey put on the injured list, and he delivers a first pitch strike. Jose Ramirez, 1 for 3, a single. Cruz from the set, the pitch, and it's swung on, pulled foul to the right, 0-2. Cruz had pitched in 3 games for the Storm Chasers of Omaha. The right-hander dealing. The pitch swung on, pulled to the right side, played off the glove side by Pasquantino. The flip to Cruz barely got Ramirez. Pasquantino took too much time, and Ramirez, who never does anything unless it's all out, nearly beat the flip to first. That's why there's nobody better in the game than Jose Ramirez, because nobody in the game plays the game as hard as Jose Ramirez. Here's Carlos Santana, 0 for 2 with a walk. He'll bat left-handed. 7th inning, 3-0 Cleveland, 2 down, bases empty, and the pitch. And a cutter down and in, ball 1. Marathon knows that you fans are the true co-pilot of any team. Marathon here to keep you and your team fueled all summer long. Marathon, driven together. The pitch. Missed up and away. Ball 2, 2-0. Hunter Gaddis will be pitching the 8th inning for Cleveland. And then Emmanuel Clase in the 9th. Now the set. Now the 2-0 pitch. High. All 3 cutters out of the strike zone. And Santana will unleash here if he gets a pitch in his wheelhouse. 3-0 Cleveland on the Gabriel Arias 3-run home run to right field. The pitch. Bullseye. 3-1 the count. Now the 3-1. Inside, he walked him on another cutter. So Cruz loses Santana, and that is going to bring up Kyle Mansardo, hit by a pitch, walked and flied out. Marcus Stroman didn't make it out of the first inning tonight for the New York Yankees. Ooh, I bet he took that well. Yankees are about a 500 club now. That pitch in there, a strike. They look great when they're bludgeoning people, but they look like a pretty normal team unless they beat up mediocre pitching. Now the set. Now the 0-1. Swung on, pulled foul to the right, 0-2. You know, $350 million just doesn't get you what it used to get.
That's inflation, Tom.
Giants with a 5-0 lead in the second inning, knocking Marcus Stroman out of the game in the first. Now the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Mansardo is the first strikeout. And Cruz looks good here in the 7th. We go to the 8th. 3-0. Guardians.
Every inner.
Can't get enough baseball? Start streaming MLB Network.
and more. Everstream, faster fiber, better business. We go to the eighth, 3-0 Cleveland. Tanner Bybee, 4 2/3 strong innings tonight. Tim Herron an inning and a third, then Cade Smith with a wipeout 7th. Now Hunter Gaddis, fastball slider change. Top of the order, Jonathan India. And the pitch is in there, a strike. Hunter Gaddis, appearance number 7, no decisions, hasn't given up a run. 8 strikeouts and 5 1/3. The kick and the pitch. Swung on a pop-up foul, first base side. This is going to get onto the dugout roof where the Royals are housed, and the count 0-2. Well, you look at Cleveland's bullpen, and you legitimately have a number of guys that could close a game. Now, again, there's more to closing a game than just stuff, but the mental makeup of a Tim Herron, a Cade Smith, a Hunter Gaddis, Paul Sewald's been a closer. The pitch swung on, fouled off the foot. Not saying Emmanuel Clase can't close. That's not the point. The point is there are days that Emmanuel Clase needs a blow, and that still gives Stephen Vogt a multitude of options.
Well, and that's where I think the signing of Sewald, a veteran, was huge. But
the pitch outside, missed with a slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
There's going to be times where others are going to get that opportunity as well, and you feel like they can handle it.
Gaddis uses a windup, works in short sleeves. The pitch missed inside. That changeup kind of backed up on him. 2-2 on India. Royals have been blanked on 4 hits tonight. Now the 2-2. Inside, it almost hit him. I think it glanced off the bat. That's a foul tip. Strikeout. Oh, we're going to get an argument here. Jonathan India thought he was hit by the pitch. And now Matt Quatrero, the outstanding manager for the Royals, wants to visit with home plate umpire Alex Tosi. You know what? I think that ball glanced off the barrel of the bat, the knob, and right into the stomach of Austin Hedges, who caught it against his chest protector. And that goes as a strikeout. How about that? 1 down. Top of the order is retired. Now Bobby Witt Jr. 2 walks and a single. Hunter Gaddis, the wind and the pitch. A swing and a bullet by the diving shortstop Rocchio into left center. Man. The hit machine Bobby Witt Jr. has another one. And that brings up Vinny Pasquantino, 0 for 2 with a walk. Third inning, White Sox trying to snap an 8-game losing streak on top of Boston. 2-0 in the third. The set and the pitch. And it's in there, a strike. Reds lead Pittsburgh 5-3 in the 6th. Tampa Bay over Atlanta 3-1 in the 5th. How about Atlanta? They are 3-9. Now the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, broken bat chopper to first. Santana on the grass goes to second one. Rocchio relay to Gaddis, a double play. How about that? Guardians defense continues to shine with a 3-6-1 inning-ending double play. Middle of the 8th, 3-0 Cleveland.
Cleveland Cliffs American-made steel touches every part of our
the Kansas City Royals. 3-0. Cleveland, bottom of the 8th. Stratton's 5th outing, an ERA of 7.11. And Nolan Jones is going to pinch hit for John Kenzie Noel. Noel was 0 for 3 tonight. Nolan Jones has been struggling. As Nolan Jones in this young campaign, batting 133. Left-handed hitter, though. And he sends a liner to right, down the line. Fair ball! It'll roll into the corner. And Nolan Jones on his way to second with a stand-up double. So Nolan Jones' third double. And the Guardians with a big insurance run at second, leading 3-0 here in the 8th inning. And Gabriel Arias, who's been sensational tonight defensively, and has the 3-run home run to right back in the 4th. Arias 2 for 3 tonight. Steven Cruz, in his debut of the 2025 campaign, worked a scoreless inning, a walk and a strikeout. Stratton, the right-hander, delivers. And a check swing. Did he go? No. Emmanuel Clase getting ready in the Cleveland bullpen. 15,430 chilled to the bone tonight at Progressive Field. Now the 1-0 from Stratton. Slider down and away. Ball 2, 2-0. Stratton checks second. Good lead for Jones, who runs well. The pitch bang back up the middle. Into center, a base hit. Nolan Jones had to freeze in case an infielder made a play on that ball. And so he just can only get to third. And Arias with a 3-hit game. And his big night continues. And now Cleveland can put this thing away. First and third, nobody out in the 8th, leading 3-0. And Angel Martinez has a chance to have his first career 4-hit game. Has doubled and singled twice. He'll bat left-handed for the first time tonight. Royals play the infield about even with the bags. Now the set. Now the pitch. Swing and a foul, strike 1. This is a case where they could turn 2 if that runner from third doesn't break, or they can come home. Now, Nolan Jones should be breaking because you want to stay out of the double play. If you're thrown out at the plate, so be it. The pitch. Swung on, line shot to center. Isbell makes the catch. Tagging and coming home is Jones. What a night for Angel Martinez. A line drive, sacrifice fly to center, and Cleveland's got that big insurance run as they now lead it 4-0. And Angel Martinez, who had a tough camp, didn't make the team out of Goodyear, coming up with the injuries and has delivered. And now Austin Hedges 0 for 3 strikeouts. Here is the set. Here is the pitch. Swing and a miss. Jonathan Rodriguez was just not going to get enough at bats. You had too many guys that play the same spot. But Angel Martinez brings you a switch hitter who can play everywhere defensively. And now with the injury to Lane Thomas, so important to have him here. The 0-1, up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Angel Martinez, well, this is how an opportunity presents itself. What do you do with that opportunity? Angel Martinez has cashed in big time tonight. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-2. The old adage has really never changed when it comes to baseball. The manager doesn't make out the lineup. The players do, based on their performance. Now the set by Stratton. And his 1-2 down and away. Another breaking ball, 2-2 the count.
Well, good on Martinez after the tough spring. Went over to minor league camp, got some good things done, was ready to go at the start of the season for Columbus, and came up hot.
Arias the lead at first, 1 down. Cleveland up 4-0 in the 8th. The next delivery, swung on, fouled it back. Well, you go to Columbus and pout, and the next thing you know, it's October, and you never got out of Columbus. And that's happened time and again in professional ball. A guy doesn't make a team and blames everybody except the guy in the mirror. That was not the case with Angel Martinez. He just got better. The 2-2. Bounced it in there, and a break for second. The throw to second, Arias is tagged, but he got in there ahead of the tag, evidently. See if the Royals challenge it. It'll be a wild pitch, a kick to the left after a block by Fermin. Close play at second. Arias went in feet first. Royals want to challenge the call. So they'll challenge the out call at second. Meanwhile, we'll get you updated on scores. Let's just run through them again. 7th inning, Reds lead the Pirates 5-3. 6th inning, Tampa Bay leads Atlanta 3-1. After 5, Miami shutting out Washington 4-0. Will be in D.C. next week. 3rd inning, White Sox trying to break an 8-game skid, lead Boston 2-0. 2nd inning, San Francisco jumping on the Yanks 5-1. Giants off to a 9-3 start. No score 2nd inning, Angels and Houston. No score after 1, Minnesota and Detroit. Already Baltimore and Toronto postponed. I think I said we'll be in Washington. We will be in Washington, but we'll be in Washington in May. We're going close to Washington, Baltimore and Pittsburgh on this upcoming road trip, starting Tuesday night in Birdland. Orioles sluggish start, 5-8. Cleveland with a 4-0 lead. Right now, runner at second, 1 down unless this call is overturned. And we're waiting from the crew down below after they get the word from the replay crew in New York. $4-0 Cleveland, 6:10 start time tomorrow night. Luis Ortiz, who was much better his last time out against Michael Lorenzen. Ben Lively and Cole Reagan's a rematch of opening day here on Sunday afternoon.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, now we'll hear.
After review, the call in the field is overturned. The runner is out. Kansas City retains the challenge.
There you go. Good challenge by the Royals. 2 down, bases empty. So the base is empty. 2 down. Cleveland up 4-0 in the 8th. Austin Hedges steps back in with a full count. And Stratton delivers. And the Cleveland catcher takes ball 4. It's low. So that brings up Brian Rocchio, 0 for 3 with a 2-out base runner. Rocchio will bat left-handed. Chris Stratton, he played at Mississippi State University with his current right fielder, Hunter Renfroe, Adam Frazier, Kendall Graveman, Brandon Woodruff. Man, that Bulldog team was loaded. The pitch, and it's in there, called strike. 4-0 Cleveland. Guardians trying to pitch their second shutout of the year. The pitch, swung on, yanked to right. That's a base hit for Rocchio. Motoring around second to third is Hedges. And Guardians at the corners with 2 down, and Stephen Kwan gets to bat. Kwan tonight 0 for 4. So, a visit to the mound by catcher Freddie Fermin. And Stephen Kwan can pretty much remove all doubt.
This is 2 days in a row here where the offense perking up a little bit. Double figures in hits yesterday and getting close tonight. A little bit better at bats as they get deeper into the season.
Here's Stephen Kwan. hasn't been able to really square much up tonight. Did hit a line drive that was dropped in left. Otherwise, everything has stayed on the dirt. First and third, 2 down in the 8th. 4-0 Cleveland. Stratton's ready. Here it comes. And he backdoored him and missed with a curveball. Stratton doesn't throw very hard, about 90 miles an hour tops the pitch. Swung on, pulled foul, right side, another curve. 1-1 the count. This guy was a first-round pick by the Giants in 2012. He's played with 6 different teams. Now the 1-1. In there, a strike. 89 miles an hour with a fastball. 1-2 the count on Kwan. Stephen Kwan, feet almost touching each other. They're so close, deep in the box. Now the 1-2. And before it's made, a lob to first, and Rocchio back with a dive. Well, with a 1-2 count, would Cleveland ever try to pull off that double steal? Here's the set in the pitch. Kwan takes low. Changeup, 2-2. Four 4-0 Cleveland, 8th inning. First and third, 2 down. The 2-2 delivery. Swung on a little flare to left. This could be trouble. Gets down a base hit. Into scores Hedges. Rocchio stops at second. And an RBI bloop single to left by Stephen Kwan. And it's 5-0 Cleveland with runners at first and second. And 2 down. And Jose Ramirez getting a chance to put an exclamation mark on this one. And Chris Stratton having a tough start to his campaign. Jose Ramirez, 1 for 4 with a single. He'll bat left-handed. Look out here. Jose would love career home run number 32 against Kansas City. The pitch, and he takes a called strike on a changeup. Well, this guy is almost allergic to throwing fastballs. The 0-1 swung on, fouled upstairs. There was a fastball, 90 miles an hour. And the count 0-2 on Ramirez. Rocchio at second, Kwan at first. 2 runs in. Cleveland has banged out 4 hits, plus a walk. Now the 0-2. Down low, a changeup. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, you just get the feeling Jose's about to unleash. We'll see. Flags hanging limp on this 42-degree night. The 1-2 delivery. A swing and a pop-up. Left side of the infield. India, the third baseman, to the left of the mound. Dropped the ball! And to score from second is Rocchio. Kwan to third on a routine pop-up. The third baseman, Jonathan India, to the left of the mound, dropped it. And the Guardians get a 3rd run and now lead this game 6-0. And the Royals coming in tonight, the best defensive club in the American League, with their 3rd error in this ballgame. And pitching coach Brian Sweeney races to the mound. No RBI for Jose Ramirez. And you could hit 100 pop-ups to Jonathan India, and he wouldn't drop another one. And it's been that kind of a night for Kansas City. And it's all Cleveland tonight. A 3-run homer to right in the 4th from Gabriel Arias. They have played it 3 more here in the 8th and lead 6-0 with the runners at the corners, 2 down, and Carlos Santana, the 8th man to bat in the inning.
You know, we talk about the similarities between these two teams. The Royals have to play airtight defense, as do the Guardians. And we've seen Cleveland do it tonight. Kansas City, no.
The set by Stratton. Santana batting left-handed. The pitch. Inside, it missed. Ball 1. Santana, 2 groundouts, 2 walks. The next offering from Stratton. And he got it in there. Curveball strike, 1-1. Six runs, 10 hits for Cleveland. No runs, 5 hits, 3 errors for the Royals. Curveball misses high and wide, 2-1 the count. Stratton has made 27 pitches here in the 8th. He delivers in there. Changeup, 2-2. This guy pitches backwards. He gets behind in the count. That's when you get the changeup in the curveball. He lets it fly. A swing and a tapper foul right side on a curveball. Still a 2-2 count on Santana. Well, Stephen Vogt said on the pregame show, the sweep over Chicago, he said that just kind of gets you that winning mentality and a winning frame of mind again. And it's carried over here tonight for the Guardians. The 2-2, a swing and a line drive, base hit into center. That'll score Kwan. Ramirez stops at second. Santana's 5th RBI of the year. 4 runs in, 7-0 Cleveland. And just as importantly, you can save Emmanuel Clase now. You don't need to use him in the 9th inning. No reason to.
Well, we look out in that pen. Tristan McKenzie heating it up, so he might get an inning in the 9th.
He's out there with Paul Sewald. Emmanuel Clase's night is over. So the last 2 runs unearned, but they count. Here's Kyle Manzardo. Hit by a pitch, a walk, fly out, strikeout, takes the strike. Cleveland's now batted around with Manzardo at the plate here in the 9th. 2 out, 2 on, 4 in, 7-0 Cleveland. The next delivery, a swing and a weak chopper to second. Charged there by Massey. He'll throw out Kyle Manzardo. It's all Cleveland tonight. 7-0 Guardians. We go to the 9th on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
Barry's Ice Cream and Baseball. Now that's a home.
6 days will come on and work now here in the 9th inning once Cleveland blew it open. A chance to get McKenzie in, get him some work. Boy, it's hard when you go that long between appearances, but he's got to be able to find a way now to survive in this role. Fastball, curveball, slider. Salvador Perez, the batter, and the pitch, and it's in there, called strike. New role for McKenzie. And in 2 outings this year, he's walked 5 in 3 2/3. 7.36 ERA. He delivers. And it's a touch high, 94 miles an hour. The one thing about Tristan, in this bullpen role, his velo has really ticked up into the mid-90s. But it's all about throwing strikes. He kicks and fires. The pitch fouled back. One thing about Tristan, you don't see him moping about in the clubhouse. He's still a great teammate. And again, you're not banished to the bullpen. You're not being punished. You're out there to work on some things, figure it out. You could still be back in this rotation. Ask Carlos Carrasco. The pitch. And he bounced a curveball in front of the plate. That's been the issue. That has been where McKenzie will, in the same sequence of pitches to the same hitter, throw 3 great pitches and then start spiking pitches. Now the 2-2. Bounced it in there again. Check swing by Perez. Full count. 7-0 Cleveland. 9th inning. Hunter Gaddis with a scoreless inning and a strikeout. McKenzie uses the windup. Perez 1 for 3, a single. The payoff. And he missed high and inside, and he walked him. That'll bring up Michael Massey. Michael Massey 0 for 3. Seven nothing Cleveland. From the set, here it comes. Bullseye. I wonder, Rosie, and my knowledge of pitching isn't enough to fill a thimble, but would McKenzie ever be better just working from a set position, not the windup? The pitch to Massey, a swing and a foul at the plate. That got Carrasco turned around. We saw Bubic tonight. He never used the windup after his time in the Kansas City bullpen last year. Maybe less moving parts. I don't know. Like I said, if you're listening to me give pitching advice, well, then you are at rock bottom. Now the 0-2. Down low 1-2. And trust me, if I thought of it, Carl Willis and Brad Goldberg thought about it 6 months ago.
And to your point, you've seen others have success with it. Now, it might not work for Tristan, but others have had success with it.
Now the 1-2 delivery. Swing and a foul back. You root for a guy like Tristan McKenzie because before he hurt that elbow, he was one of the rising stars in the American League.
And you're right, the velocity's there, but he just can't get a feel for his breaking stuff, at least so far.
Now the 1-2. Bounced it in there, kicks to the right as Hedges partially blocked it. That's another curveball, and he keeps throwing that curveball about 57 feet, 6 inches. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, a runner on. 7-0 Cleveland, 9th inning. McKenzie's ready. Here it comes. Swung and banged to first, gobbled up by Santana to second one. Rocchio couldn't get a grip on the ball and throw back to first. So they'll settle for a fielder's choice and a force out at second. 1 down, runner at first in the 9th. Here's Hunter Renfroe, 0 for 2 with a walk. Well, look what Joey Cantillo's done since coming out of the bullpen. His last 2 outings have been tremendous. And again, you need all 8 guys contributing in that bullpen. And Cleveland's bullpen, still the best in baseball. Hoping to get that from Tristan McKenzie as well. Hunter Renfroe, the right fielder, takes a touch high, ball 1. 7-0 Cleveland. Runner at first, 1 out in the Kansas City ninth. 6:10 tomorrow night, 1:40 on Sunday. Then off to Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Now the 1-0 pitch. Up and in, ball 2, 2-0. McKenzie, the high hold and delivery. Swing and a foul back, 2-1. Is there anything worse than people acting like coyotes in this ballpark? Now the 2-1 delivery. Bullseye, 2-2.
Is that what they sound like, coyotes? You had some run-ins out there.
Especially when they have a rabbit.
You guys make peace out there in Arizona,
yeah.
You and the coyotes?
You don't see any fat rabbits in Phoenix. Now the 2-2, down and away. They don't live long enough. Coyotes unbeaten when it comes to rabbits and bobcats. Hey, Will Brennan with a 4-hit game and 3 RBIs tonight for the Columbus Clippers. Juan Brito, 2 hits, a homer, 3 RBIs. That pitch swung on. Renfroe with a pop into shallow center. The second baseman, Gabriel Arias, with a catch. 2 down. So good pitching and good hitting. Clippers are rolling tonight. So are the Guardians. Runner at first, 2 down. Kansas City down to their last out. Cleveland with a 7-0 lead in the opening game of this series. Here's Drew Waters, 1 for 3, a single. The pitch, and he checks, and it's down low, ball 1.
Well, you don't see many of these between these two clubs where it's lopsided in the ninth.
Now the set. Now the 1-0 pitch. Waters fouling it back, 1-1. McKenzie seems to have found his rhythm. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on, line drive towards right center, sinking fast. Diving catch by Martinez. Ball game. Oh, what a night that kid had. And so the Guardians take round 1 of this weekend series, shutting out the Kansas City Royals. What a job this pitching staff has done. 4-0 on this homestand, and the Guardians pitching staff has yielded 3 runs in the 4 wins. And tonight, Cleveland blanks Kansas City 7-0.
Hi, Pat Moran here with Window World, proud partner of the Cleveland Guardians.